Chapter 96. Have you ever considered you might have the wrong person? Smiling so happily, chatting with your boyfriend again? Linda teased. No, just a friend. Ava closed her phone and looked at Linda. Linda, did you need something? There's a dinner with a sponsor tonight. I knew you'd forget. Go change quickly. The car's waiting outside. After showering and changing, Ava applied light makeup before heading out with her bag. Linda, aren't you getting in? I have to pick up my kid from class today, so I can't go with you. Don't drink too much. Ava thought about how Linda's husband was away on business. She closed the car door. Wesley was also on a business trip. Looked like she'd have to call Mr. Quinn to pick her up tonight. At the restaurant, Ava was led by the hostess to a private room on the second floor. Since returning to the country, she'd had dinner with various sponsors. Everyone knew her identity and didn't dare speak carelessly to her. For her, it was just a casual meal. That's why the other girls in the dance company had never attended such dinners. After all, some pot-bellied sponsors only had one thing on their minds. Another Miss Hart has arrived. The moment Ava entered the private room, before she could see who was sitting at the table, a booming male voice reached her ears. Ava's eyes flickered as they met Grace, sitting among a group of men. She'd almost forgotten that while Grace was love-brained, she was also a career-driven businesswoman. If she wasn't mistaken, Philip had already handed most of the company's power to Grace. Grace? Adrian? That's right. Adrian sat across from Grace. At the moment, only the seat to Adrian's left was empty. Look at me, I didn't know both Miss Harts would be here today. I arranged the seating all wrong. The speaker was their dance company's sponsor. He smiled. I heard the second Miss Hart and Mr. Pierce used to be the perfect golden couple in New Harbor. Sitting together won't bother you, will it, Miss Hart? As he spoke, he turned his gaze to Grace. I heard Miss Hart and Mr. Pierce are planning to marry. These two workaholics, after they're married, they'll need to hire several housekeepers. Ava wore a faint smile. Grace, how about you sit next to Adrian and I'll switch seats with you? Under everyone's gaze, Grace could only force out a smile and shake her head. You sit there. Then thank you, Grace. Ava sat down beside Adrian without hesitation. She didn't need to think to know this seating was specially arranged by the sponsor. This sponsor had an especially good relationship with his wife. She'd met them abroad a couple years ago, and they often came to watch her performances. During the time rumors about her having an illegitimate daughter were spreading, another story made headlines. That Grace was a homewrecker. The news said Grace had seduced her boyfriend while she was away studying. This led to her and Adrian's breakup. Online comments were one-sided, saying she was too pitiful, and some netizens even hoped she and Adrian would get back together. Crazy. The news had quite the imagination, but she guaranteed this really wasn't her doing. Don't move. A magnetic male voice sounded from her left. Ava looked down and suddenly discovered the tassels on her dress had accidentally caught on Samuel's cufflink. Her luck today really wasn't great, coming to a dinner and running into nothing but acquaintances. At that moment, a cold gaze suddenly shot over. These tassels were quite troublesome. Samuel took a full 3 minutes to untangle them, long enough for others at the table to start joking. I heard before that Mr. Reed dated Miss Hart, but that Hale boy beat him to it. Ava had just picked up her water glass. Before she could drink, she nearly choked. When had she ever dated Samuel? They'd only had dinner together that one time because of Mr. and Mrs. Quinn's relocation issue. Besides that, what contact did they have? Moreover, Samuel didn't even like women. Rumors really were harmful. Miss Hart wasn't interested. Samuel shrugged, making a helpless, regretful expression. Ava's pupils constricted. Was Samuel trying to use her to shake off his reputation for liking men? Mr. Reed is joking. You and I have barely met. At that moment, the executive sitting beside Samuel laughed heartily. If you haven't met enough times, meet a few more. You're not married yet? Anything's possible. After Ava arrived, all conversation focused on her. Grace kept glancing toward Ava. It was just like before Ava went abroad. Wherever Ava went, she was the center of attention. Even though she was Adrian's girlfriend now, others still thought Ava and he were a better match. Yet Ava was the one who'd said she wanted to break up. She hadn't been a homewrecker. Throughout the meal, Grace remained in low spirits. Miss Hart truly is straightforward. Another glass. A middle-aged executive poured wine into Ava's glass as he spoke. Ava quickly waved her hand. "Mr. Chen, I can't drink anymore today. Next time we have a chance." "Won't drink with me?" Not giving me face. Just as the sponsor was about to speak, someone had already taken away the wine glass first. "I'll drink her wine." The private room fell silent at those words. Within 3 seconds, teasing erupted. Ava turned her head to look at Adrian beside her, helping her refuse drinks in front of Grace. Wasn't he afraid of making Grace die of anger? As she'd expected. When Ava glanced at Grace from the corner of her eye, she saw her grip on her chopsticks gradually tighten. Those ivory chopsticks looked like they might snap in two the next second. Ava's lips curved slightly. 2 critical hits in one day. Why hadn't Grace broken up with him yet? When dinner ended, Ava felt a bit dizzy, though not too drunk. She stood up and happened to stumble slightly. Adrian beside her steadied her reflexively. Through half-closed eyes, she saw a pale face. Ava swore. She really wanted to push Adrian away, but her body said otherwise. It made the decision without permission. Ava was helped out of the private room by Adrian, all the way to the restaurant entrance, where Adrian's driver was waiting with the car. She was helped into the back seat. With her and Adrian sitting in back, Grace naturally could only sit in front. Ava pretended to be completely passed out drunk. Her body tilted to the side, about to hit the car window. A large, broad hand cradled her face. She'd bet right again. "Adrian, is this also because she saved you?" Grace, in the front seat, watched through the rearview mirror as Adrian gently cradled Ava's face and settled her properly against the seat back. She could no longer hold back her questioning. Adrian only hummed in response. He didn't even look up. What if... In the quiet car, Grace's voice carried a faint tremor. Ava's heart rose high. For some reason, she had a bad premonition. Adrian looked up at the person in the front seat. Grace bit her lip, as if making up her mind. What if the person who saved you wasn't Ava? Have you ever considered you might have the wrong person? Ava's suspended heart finally died in that moment. She was done for.